Hello everyone and welcome to Listen and Learn English. My name is Marco.
My name is Catherine.
Today we're going to discuss the topic of sleep, or rather, the struggle of not being able to sleep. That's right, we're tackling some sleep-related issues, and we're going to take a look at a few key terms related to this topic. Let's begin with a vocabulary preview. The first term is the technical word for being unable to sleep, insomnia. If you have insomnia, it means you can't fall asleep or stay asleep. Hey Catherine, do you ever have trouble sleeping?
Oh, absolutely, Marco. It's something that a lot of us don't really think about until it becomes a problem, right? We all take sleep for granted. It just seems like such a simple thing, falling asleep and staying asleep, but for many, it's not that easy.
Yeah, exactly. It's like some people struggle with the simplest task, just getting some rest. It can be frustrating. Whether it's lying awake at night, tossing and turning, or even dealing with more intense sleep problems like sleepwalking, sleep issues can really impact your life.
And it's not just about feeling tired the next day. These sleep disorders can affect everything: work, relationships, even mental health. That's why today, we're going to dive into some of these common sleep issues, like insomnia and sleepwalking. We'll also talk about some real-life examples and explore possible solutions.
Let's start with insomnia, which is probably the most common issue that comes up when people talk about sleep problems. So insomnia is basically the inability to fall asleep or stay asleep, right?
Exactly. And it's more than just having a sleepless night here and there. For some people, it becomes a regular battle. It disrupts your routine, your health, and even your mood. I know so many people who've had insomnia for months. Just lying awake, unable to sleep, staring at the ceiling, trying to figure out what went wrong.
I totally get that. I've had a few friends who went through this. One of them, Alex, told me how he spent several nights just lying there, trying everything from counting sheep to repeating positive affirmations. Nothing worked. And eventually he started getting frustrated because nothing helped him fall asleep.
That sounds exhausting. Insomnia isn't just a nuisance. It has real consequences. Imagine trying to focus on work after not getting a good night's sleep for several nights in a row. It's impossible, right?
Yeah, exactly. Sleep deprivation affects your concentration, decision-making, and overall mood. You're not just physically tired, but mentally drained. It can make everything from work to social situations feel like a challenge. It's like you're walking around in a fog all the time.
And it also affects your emotional state. If you can't get rest, you start feeling more irritable and stressed. You become less resilient to things that normally wouldn't bother you. It just snowballs.
And it's not just about not being able to sleep. Some people also deal with something even scarier, nightmares. And it's not just about not being able to sleep. Some people also deal with something even scarier, nightmares.
Right. Not just unpleasant dreams, but disturbing ones. Nightmares can be terrifying, and they can leave you more exhausted than if you hadn't slept at all. I had a friend who experienced this. She'd wake up in the middle of the night from a nightmare, heart racing, and the fear would linger long after she woke up.
That's terrifying. I remember having nightmares when I was younger. There were times when I would dream that I couldn't escape from a place or a situation, and I'd wake up drenched in sweat, heart pounding. It's like my brain created these monsters from my own fears.
It's like our minds play tricks on us when we're asleep, making us face our worst fears in the form of dreams. And when that happens night after night, it can affect your mental health. You wake up feeling more drained, anxious, and afraid to even go back to sleep.
It really does add to the overall stress of sleep problems. It's like a vicious cycle. You can't sleep because you're afraid of the nightmares, and then the nightmares only make it harder to sleep. It's a constant battle.
Then there's sleepwalking, which is another fascinating but bizarre sleep disorder. I mean, can you imagine walking around while you're still asleep?
It's pretty eerie, right? People sleepwalking don't just walk around. They can do all sorts of things, like cooking, driving, even interacting with other people, all while completely unaware of what they're doing. I once had a friend, Emma, who woke up in the middle of the night, found herself in the kitchen, and was actually cooking. The craziest part? She had no idea how she got there.
That's wild. Sleepwalking is more than just walking around, though. People can end up doing some really strange and sometimes dangerous things, without any recollection of it the next morning.
I've heard of people even driving while sleepwalking, which is so frightening. They'll wake up miles away from home and have no memory of getting there. It's such a mysterious part of sleep, and honestly, It makes you wonder how much we still have to learn about what's happening in our brains while we sleep.
Exactly. Our understanding of sleep is still evolving. It's not just about rest, it's about how our brains process and react to stress, fear, and other triggers, even when we're unconscious.
So with all these sleep challenges, what can we actually do about it? What are the solutions? I mean, some things seem so simple, like breathing exercises or stretching before bed.
Yeah, natural remedies can definitely help. I've tried chamomile tea before bed to relax, and it really works for me. Breathing techniques, too. Deep breaths in through your nose, out through your mouth. It's a great way to calm your mind before sleep.
I've heard that some people use progressive muscle relaxation as well. It's where you tense and relax different muscle groups one by one. It really helps to release physical tension that might be keeping you awake.
And if these natural methods don't work, there's always melatonin. It's a hormone our bodies produce naturally to help regulate our sleep cycles. For people who have trouble falling asleep or staying asleep, taking melatonin supplements can be really effective, especially for transient insomnia, like the kind caused by stress or a recent life change.
Yeah, melatonin is often recommended for people who experience insomnia, especially those who have trouble adjusting to new time zones or schedules. It's a common remedy for jet lag, too. But you've got to be careful and not rely on it too much, right?
Exactly. It's one of those tools that can help in the short term, but it's not a long-term fix. It's important to also address the root cause of the insomnia, whether it's stress, anxiety, or something else.
Ultimately, sleep is one of the most essential aspects of our health. But it's so easy to overlook it until it becomes a problem. If you're someone who struggles with sleep, whether it's insomnia, nightmares, or even sleepwalking, know that you're not alone. There are plenty of ways to address the issue, from simple breathing exercises to melatonin supplements.
Right. Pay attention to your sleep patterns and figure out what works best for you. If you've tried everything and still can't sleep, don't hesitate to reach out to a healthcare professional. Sleep problems aren't just inconvenient. They can affect your physical and mental health in profound ways.
Exactly. And the key takeaway here is that good sleep isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. It's essential for a healthy, balanced life. So take care of your sleep hygiene, make it a priority, and don't hesitate to get help if you need it.
Well said, Marco. Thanks for this insightful conversation. I hope our listeners found it helpful and that they can take something away from this discussion to improve their sleep.
Absolutely. If you're dealing with sleep issues, remember, there's always a solution. You just need to find what works for you. And with that, we'll leave you with a gentle reminder. Good sleep is good health.